Economics is a branch of social science that studies how individuals, businesses, governments and societies make choices, decisions about allocating limited resources to satisfy their needs and desires. Desires are actually wants. Do you understand that? Needs are limited, but wants could be unlimited. Do you understand that? Now, look here. Need and want, sometimes both of them are combined in the form of the term demand in economics. Do you understand that? When you say demand, it includes both need as well as your wants. Needs are always limited, wants are unlimited. When principles of economics, economic variables and economic models are studied with respect to a particular society within a geographical context, it is known as economy. For example, Indian economy or the US economy. तो एक बात याद रखना है, economics is a branch of science, social science, whereas economy is the application of that branch with on a society within a geographical context. Do you understand that? That is economy. Economics is the study of how economies function, focusing on the laws, theories, models and principles that explain the behavior of economic agents and systems. Now, who are economic agents? Any person who is engaged in any kind of economic decision making is an economic agent or an economic actor. Like, so for example, is government an economic agent? Are individuals economic agents? What about banks? What about stock exchanges? Yes, because they all are involved in one or the other kind of economic decision making. और economic decision making सिर्फ तीन तरीके की ही होती है. Decisions with respect to production, like what to produce, when to produce, where to produce, how much to produce. Decisions with respect to distribution, what to distribute, where to distribute, when to distribute, how much to distribute. And decisions with respect to consumption, what to consume, where to consume, when to consume, how much to consume, how much somebody is willing to pay to consume that. Do you understand that? How much somebody is willing to pay to produce that, how much somebody is willing to pay to distribute that. Do you understand that? So that is economic decision making. Economy, on the other hand, is the real world system where these principles and theories are applied. Like, say for example, we all know by the law of demand that whenever the prices go down, the quantity demanded goes up. Do you understand that? Now, this is an economic law which is known as the law of demand, which says that there is an inverse relationship between quantity demanded and the price of a particular product, because if the prices go low, then the demand would increase. Now, when we actually study that with respect to, say, the agricultural market of a particular economy, we would say that we have now applied the principle or the law of economics to a society within a geographical context. Do you understand that? And we see like how oranges prices, as they fall, there is a huge spike in the demand for oranges. So we would say that the law of demand holds true. But one thing that here we have to keep in mind, that all the laws, principles, models in economics, they are made with the assumption that man is a rational man, rational, logical, thinking man who is willing to maximize his profit or pleasure, or he is trying to reduce his pain or losses. Do you understand that? But that's not always the case, because human beings, they are very unpredictable and they may take decisions not by their logic all the time, but sometimes by instinct or by gut feeling. And therefore, behavioral economics today is the most sophisticated branch of economics, क्योंकि इंसान के behavior को predict करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. और आजकल जितने भी economic decision making हो रही है, आप देखोगे वो future hope based होती है. Like, say for example, all the people investing in Bitcoin, are they hopeful of some future gains? Artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, space technology. Say for example, Elon Musk, SpaceX, whatever they are doing, are they doing it by keeping the present scenario in mind or the future scenario in mind? Future scenarios. So you see that that's a particular kind of behavior that you would see with respect to certain entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are always forward looking. Entrepreneurs, they drag the society forward with their innovative thinking and with their particular economic decisions. Do you understand that? So that's something that you have to keep in mind. तो ये बात क्लियर हो गई इकोनॉमिक्स और इकोनॉमी के बीच के बीच का जो फर्क होता है. Now, when we look at the branches of economics, as I said, that we will broadly divide it into microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is the study of economics at the individual. Macroeconomics is the study of economics at the aggregate level. Do you understand that? तो अगर definition देखेंगे तो it is the study of individual economic agents like consumer, firms and industries. Macroeconomics, it is the study of economy as a whole, focusing on aggregate measures. Do you understand that? Like say for example, if I am looking at the income and the expenditure of one household, that would be microeconomics. If I am looking at the income and expenditure of all the households put together, that would be macroeconomics. In fact, that would also have a bearing on saving and investment and capital formation in the economy. Do you say yes or no to that? Yes. Do you understand that? Now, focus is on the behavior of individual entities, households, firms, etc., and their decision making. Whereas in macroeconomics, the overall economic performance such as national output is nothing but GDP or national income, ऐसे बोल सकते हो आप, inflation and unemployment. These are the three important macroeconomic variables. Do you understand that? Sometimes fiscal deficit is also added to this. When you look at the scope, microeconomics is always narrow in scope क्योंकि उसका focus एक entity पे है. जबकि macroeconomics is always broader in scope because it is focusing on multiple entities. So narrower scope concerned with specific markets and individual economic units, broader in scope concerned with national or global economic systems. Key concepts अगर आप देखोगे macroeconomics के तो ये हो सकते हैं supply and demand, elasticity, market structure, consumer behavior, production costs, pricing. Now we will take a look at them later, but for now just keep this in mind कि जब भी ऐसी चीजें सामने आएंगी, these are the concepts of microeconomics. Sometimes there could be a question in the question paper. In some of the previous years, in fact, this has also been asked, which of the following are microeconomic entities or macroeconomic entities? So keep this thing in mind. GDP, inflation, unemployment, fiscal policy, monetary policy, economic growth, ये सबको affect करता है या एक individual को affect करता है? सबको. आप हमेशा ये देखना कि ये चीज सबको affect करती है या किसी एक individual तक भी इसको सीमित रखा जा सकता है. So there you will understand the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. As I said, the level of analysis is the micro level, individual markets or specific sectors here at the macro level, national or international scale. Objective is to understand the factors affecting individual economic decisions and market equilibrium. अब ये समझने वाली बात है कि माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में हमेशा फोकस ये होता है कि एक इंडिविजुअल एंटिटी जो है, जो कि एक इंसान भी हो सकता है, एक हाउसहोल्ड भी हो सकता है और एक कंपनी भी हो सकती है, कि वो जब डिसीजन लेते हैं तो किन फैक्टर्स को कंसिडर करते हैं डिसीजन मेकिंग में, या उनके डिसीजन मेकिंग का पैटर्न कैसा रहा है ओवर द इयर्स, और what we can predict out of their past decision making. All this is the concern of microeconomics, क्योंकि आपने एक पे अपने आप को concentrate कर रखा है. Macroeconomics, you see, understand the functioning of the overall economy and its fluctuations. जैसे GDP क्यों बढ़ रहा है, घट रहा है, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट क्यों बढ़ रहा है, घट रहा है, इन्फ्लेशन का क्या हाल है. अगर आप ऐसी चीजों पे बात करोगे, you are in the realm of macroeconomics. Now, therefore, फोकस जो है पॉलिसी का वो भी शिफ्ट होता रहता है माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में भी और मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में भी. इन माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स, प्राइस डिटर्मिनेशन, मार्केट फेलियर, कंपटीशन, रिसोर्स एलोकेशन एट द फर्म लेवल इज द फोकस, पॉलिसी फोकस, कि एक फर्म के लेवल पे आपको compete करना है विथ योर कॉम्पिटिटर्स. आप क्या प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, कैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे, क्या कंज्यूम करेंगे, आप कुछ डिस्काउंट ऑफर्स देंगे कि नहीं, ये सारी चीजें माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स है. मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स है गवर्नमेंट फिस्कल पॉलिसी, जो सारी कंपनीज को इफेक्ट कर दे, सारे लोगों को, सारे हाउसहोल्ड्स को इफेक्ट कर दे. मॉनेटरी पॉलिसीज, मैनेजिंग इन्फ्लेशन, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ एटसेट्रा. ओके, यू टेल मी द ओवरऑल बलूनिंग of the bank credit in a particular year is the concern of microeconomics or macroeconomics? Overall increase in the bank credit, bolo, macroeconomics, because overall increase in the bank credit means in the banking sector. Do you understand that? Of a banks nahi bola hai maine. Do you understand that? If I say of a bank's credit, then it becomes microeconomics. It means that we are in the realm of one entity. Now, if you look at the examples, you'll find how a change in price of a product affects consumer demand. जैसे कि suppose fall in the prices of iPhone suddenly causes a spike in the demand for iPhones. ऐसा होता नहीं है, but just for the sake of example. How a firm decides on the level of output to produce. जैसे कि समझ लो एक कार मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी है जिसने ये सोचा कि इस बार हम 10,000 यूनिट्स निकालेंगे इन दिस क्वार्टर. And obviously that decision making would depend on the data that they have in hand and the hope that they have for future. Do you understand that? So all that, and obviously we are assuming here that they have the labor, they have the technology, and they have the capital to actually produce what they want to produce. जबकि अगर आप मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में देखोगे तो नेशनल इन्फ्लेशन रेट, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट, नेशनल इनकम, जीडीपी, ये सारी चीज़ें जो हैं ये एग्जाम्पल्स हैं मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक के. टूल्स ऑफ एनालिसिस अगर हम देखेंगे तो सप्लाई डिमांड कर्व, कॉस्ट कर्व, price elasticity, production theory, these are all tools for analysis in microeconomics, whereas in macroeconomics it is national income accounting, aggregate demand and supply models, etc. Okay. Now when you look at the interdependence, as I said you that अगर कोई individual company कोई decision ले रही है, समझ एक बात बताओ, when Steve Jobs and his team at Apple Computers, they decided that we will produce something called the iPod or the iPhone or something like that. Can you understand that when they started producing it and they supplied it in the market, they also shook the macroeconomic variables in the economy? Do you believe in that? Can you tell me how? How the production of, say, iPhones by Apple Computers, how they shook the macroeconomic variables in the country? Because there was demand for iPhones. Do you understand that? As there were demand for iPhones, there were demand at the aggregate level. Do you understand that? And aggregate demand would become a part of what? Macroeconomics. Do you understand that? And as they started demanding more, you can understand that many of the people might have borrowed to purchase iPhone. Do you get that? Or they might have cut down on their savings to purchase the iPhone. Or they might have got it as a form of reward for work or anything that they have done from another entity. Whatever the things may be, it is having an impact on the entire banking sector, because iPhones, their demand was huge. Do you get that? And that's how you see that even microeconomic decisions can impact macroeconomic things. Like, say for example, the moment touch phone आया, आप ऐसे सोच कर देखो कि बहुत सारी कंपनीज जो फोन बनाती थी कीपैड वाला, उन सब ने अपना फोन फेंक दिया और उन्होंने टच फोन बनाने की तरफ चले गए. जब वो टच फोन बनाने की तरफ चले गए तो वैसे ही ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में भी एक तरीके का रेवोल्यूशन आया. And because of that, the entire mobile manufacturing sector got a fillip, and that also made most of the governments to have their attention on mobile manufacturing, electronic equipment manufacturing, etc. और आप देखो कई सारी सरकारों ने तो मिनिस्ट्रीज भी बना दी for manufacturing. Do you understand that? Electronics manufacturing. And that's how you see that a budget was also passed for it, and how microeconomic decision making at a very gradual scale is affecting the macroeconomic decisions. Do you understand that? So it is interdependent, microeconomic and macroeconomic. Similarly, we can say macroeconomic policies, like say for example inflation in a particular country. Okay, tell me this, if the inflation is on a high in a particular country, what do you think? People will spend more or people will spend less? If the inflation, generally speaking, let's not think much deeper, but inflation मतलब महंगाई बढ़ गई country में, तो आपको क्या लगता है? People will spend more. I am assuming here that everything else is constant. It means there is no change in wages, there is no change in demand, सारी चीजें ठीक है. Will people start consuming too much, or there will be a slight decrease in their consumption rate? Slight decrease. Why? Because due to inflation, their real income has fallen, and because their real income has fallen, their personal disposable income has also fallen. And since their personal disposable income has also fallen, their expenditure pattern will take a hit. and since their expenditure pattern will take a hit, obviously you can understand कि जिसकी वजह से फिर पूरे इकोनॉमी में कुछ ना कुछ इफेक्ट तो पड़ेगा. So that's how at the individual level also any macroeconomic variable change can impact your decision making. ठीक है, तो अब तक हमने बस यही देखा है कि इकोनॉमी और इकोनॉमिक्स का फर्क क्या है. ये क्लियर है सबको? अब हमने ये भी देख लिया कि माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स और मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स का फर्क क्या है. ठीक है, अगर हम एग्रीगेट डिमांड और एग्रीगेट सप्लाई की बात कर रहे हैं तो हम कहाँ हैं? मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स. लेकिन अगर हम डिमांड एंड सप्लाई ऑफ अ वन पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट की बात कर रहे हैं तो हम कहाँ पर हैं? माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट?